All right, so this is going to be another bad movie review. This is going to be on Truth or Dare from 2018, directed by Jeff Wadlow. It's the Blumhouse horror movie that is not scary at all. I saw this in the theater when it came out. Didn't like it then, don't like it now. The reason why I'm doing this is because the last bad movie review I did, easily one of the worst movies I've ever seen, movie 43, had a section in it with Holly Berry where she was doing this extreme Truth or Dare game on a date where they're just doing too much plastic surgery, all this stuff. So it made me think. I was like, wait, I remember that Truth or Dare movie, that horror movie that came out. I remember seeing that. That was really bad. Maybe I'll do that next. And so here we are. In this, we have Olivia, played by Lucy Hale. Her and her friends decide to go to Mexico for spring break, party, drink, all that stuff. While they're there, she ends up meeting Carter, played by Landon Lobuarin, and he convinces her and her friends to go to this other area, this mission, this old building. And so they go there, and he suggests that they play Truth or Dare. At first, they don't want to, but they end up playing Truth or Dare. So I believe that was their last night in Mexico. They end up going home. They're in class again. They're in college, and they realize that the Truth or Dare game that they played has followed them home. And so now they're seeing different visions of Truth or Dare on the wall and stuff like that. And there are these weird smiles that they see on people when they tell them truth or dare. And if they don't answer truthfully, or they're not able to do the dare, or if they refuse to play at all, they actually die. Like I said, this movie's bad. But positives, I think the performances are good. I think Lucy Hale's good in this. I think the other actors that play the friends, I think they're good too. And I actually think the movie did a good job of actually making me care about these characters. A lot of horror movies I watch, I don't care about the characters at all. They could die, I don't care. But these characters and their relationships, I actually found myself being somewhat invested in it, even though, I mean, it's filled with exposition early on when it comes to them having conversations about their friendship and things like that. It's really bad exposition early on. With the truth or dare of it all, which this is not scary at all. It was making me laugh instead. It is not effective at all, horror wise. There was one dare that I actually liked. It's with this one of the friends, Penelope, played by Sophia Ali. She's really into drinking, right? They make comments about that, and she gets dared uh, through the her reflection in the mirror to go up on the roof and walk across, the roof while drinking a bottle of whatever it was. And she couldn't stop until she finished the bottle. Right, and she was already drunk, I think. So obviously, it's gonna be hard for her to walk at all after a certain point, especially on a roof. And they had to, drive into like a gate so she wouldn't fall on it. And then they put the mattress on top of the car, and she she ended up falling onto the mattress, and she ended up surviving. I actually like that. I was like, okay, there's thought process put here, right? We already got the goofy ass smile out the way in her reflection, which actually isn't as silly as the rest of them, because the other ones, like the effects and everything, like they really go crazy with those smiles, which makes it look really bad. But for that one, I was like, okay, this somewhat works. I mean, this is messed up from the premise. I mean, it's so obvious Blumhouse will just have anything they can justify as a horror movie, right? I mean, it's just. I mean, I've watched a Blumhouse horror movie. I'm pretty sure that was Blumhouse, where it was about the family swimming pool. Like you have this movie, it's like about a truth or dare game, and it's like, and you have the ridiculous smiles too. And there's lines of dialogue where even the characters are calling out how kind of ridiculous this is, and it's like, okay, even the people who made this movie know.
I was thinking truth or dare.
What, this a seventh grade sleepover, or?
People were talking to me. It looked like a messed up Snapchat filter. They were asking me truth or dare over and over again, and I panicked.
Those smiles, man. Oh my God, that is a big piece of why this movie ends up being funny and not scary at all. The smile. Sometimes it's just a smile, like the reflection when it comes to Penelope getting up on that roof. But most of the time, it's a really terrible effect where their face is being stretched, like their smile is being stretched, and their eyes are also made to look. It's supposed to be sinister. It's not at all. It comes off as completely goofy. And we have the smile movies where they have the smile in that too, but it's mostly psychological. It's in their head and everything, and it doesn't come off as ridiculous. There's still tension. There's still scares in that movie. This movie is the exact opposite. Like, it is ridiculous, right? Like they say in it, it looks like a bad Snapchat filter, or it's just it's so bad, right? Like, watching it, it really does take you out of it. Like, you can't even they don't even successfully have a death that makes you jump when it comes to the smile, which the smile is on them whenever they get possessed, but right before they kill themselves or die in some way. And so it really takes away from the deaths in this. That smile was a bad idea. The rules in this. So the reason why this is happening is because this Calyx, it's a demon in this. I'll get more into that later. But this demon can pretty much do anything, and it's like inconsistent. It's like 1 minute it's like, okay, he's possessing people and having them go to the characters in this that are playing the game and asking them truth or dare. Like, there's a homeless guy that gets into the house and grabs Olivia and says truth or dare to her, and then he like snaps out of it, and then he's like, what am I doing here? But then there's other times where characters will say truth or dare, and they're not actually being possessed. It's all in the person who's playing the game's head. So it's inconsistent in that way. I mean, this demon, I mean, like I already said, he can use the reflection, right? So that way the person that's playing the game doesn't have to be possessed for him to for the for the demon to say it. He's just manipulating the reflection, so it's obviously just a visual thing for that person. Also, the demon can put truth or dare and whatever the question or whatever it is on the wall. He does that to the Lucas character in this. Puts it on the wall as like graffiti. Even burns truth or dare into his arm. Uh, there's a point where Marky, who is Olivia's like best friend, um, she gets truth or dare in a text, just a random text message. It's like one of the characters, Brad, his dad is a cop. We'll get back to all that with him and his cop dad. Um, he's able to talk to him like through like the walkie that that the dad has. It's just like the demon can do anything, and then on knows everything too, right? I mean, the demon really is just trying to cause trouble. Like, it seemed like the demon is more invested in embarrassing them or ruining their friendships than he really is about killing them. I mean, it's like he's making his own little reality show or something where he's like, "Ooh, I want to start some drama." It's like it's so ridiculous. Also, this is probably the most thought process they actually put into this, where they actually thought like, okay, people are going to question why they're not just saying truth every time, because obviously, regardless of the embarrassment or whatever, that's better than having to do a dare that might have you end up dead or have to kill someone else. So they make it to where, oh, in the original Truth or Dare game, not even the one that they played, the Truth or Dare game that started it all, before their Truth or Dare game, the friend group in this movie, they played two truths in a dare. So then they can't just say truth every time. Every two truths, they have to do a dare, which they didn't do two truths in a dare when they played the game. So how are they able to be added on to the original Truth or Dare game that started it all if they didn't even play in the way that they did originally? But whatever, like that they actually put thought process into like, okay, we need to still have tension in this. People are going to question why people aren't, why they're not just saying truth over and over, right? In order for this to work. But then, with all this that's going on, the movie, the point, other than the ending, which is really terrible, the point where the movie really lost me is there's a point where the demon really, really wants Olivia to reveal a certain thing that she's been hiding to Marky. And so the the demon actually, when she says dare, because she doesn't want to actually reveal that thing, the demon then dares her to basically dares her to tell the truth, like dares her to say the thing that she doesn't want to say. I'm like, bro, that's fucking cheating.
Okay, you have to pick truth. Olivia, do it!
Dare.
Olivia!
I dare you to tell Marky the secret you fear most.
the rules of this is just all over the place. Like it's one of those where it's like the demon could just do anything, and obviously the demon has a backstory that's terrible. We'll get to that in a second, but it just like while I was watching this, like you thinking at all, and the movie just falls apart on itself over and over and over again. But the point where it's breaking its own rules and cheating like that, I'm like, come on. So the movie already starts off pretty lame, even though I'm liking the characters and they're dynamic for the most part, and the performances are good. Other than the exposition, obviously the exposition bad, like I said. The movie, because it starts off with them beforehand, right? Olivia wasn't going to go to spring break. She was going to do some Habitat for Humanity thing. And Marky was like, "No, we want you to come. This is our last spring break together." I think Marky's like moving away or something. So she really wanted to go, so she canceled it for her. It's like, "Oh, she has shingles." It's like, how are you canceling something for her though? They don't want to talk to her. Anyway, whatever. They have that whole thing in the beginning. Then they have to go to Mexico and they have the whole montage. And then they have to end up going to the mission and then playing the Truth or Dare game. And then none of this actually starts, like the actual deaths of them when it comes to the Truth or Dare game, until they get home and they're back in school and back in classes. So it's a long time before anything even horror related, even though the horror doesn't work, the horror related even happens. So what do? A bunch of cheap jump scares. Oh my god, the jump scares are so bad. They're so cheap, man. Like I remember there was one jump scare where somebody was just going into the room with like drinks and was going to give the person a drink. That was a jump scare in this. I'm like, bro, this is lame. So you get the whole thing where they go over to Mexico. They play the Truth or Dare game. I'm trying to keep all this straight in my head because they do go in like an order and things like that. But they end up getting home, and an aspect of this is that Olivia has like a big crush on Lucas, who is Marky, her best friend's boyfriend, the boyfriend that she blatantly cheats on. I mean, she's dancing with this other dude while they're in Mexico, where he's sitting right there, right? He knows she's dancing. I guess he just assumed she's dancing by herself and didn't check on her. He's like, he's dumb, right? He's really dumb. But Olivia has feelings for him and things like that. That also comes out in the Truth or Dare game that they played in Mexico.
Truth or dare?
Truth.
Are you aware that Olivia is in love with your boyfriend?
No, she's not.
Come on, it's so obvious.
Will you stop being such an asshole?
So when they're back in their classes and everything, uh, Olivia gets surrounded by people with those ugly ass smiles, and she, I believe, says truth, and then she has to blurt out that that Marky is always cheating on Lucas, and so that causes a rift between them. It's awkward between Lucas and Marky, and then she's really mad at Olivia, which made her really unlikable. Because I'm like, well, you're the one that's constantly cheating on your boyfriend. Like, you're not going to take any responsibility at all. It's like, okay. So then after that, we get Ronnie. So Ronnie is actually kind of fun because he's such a caricature that he comes off as being like funny. Because like at first it's like, okay, he followed them to Mexico. He doesn't seem to have any friends with him. He followed them to Mexico, and that's how he ended up getting in the game and all that. And it's like, oh man, that's kind of sad. He has no friends and he has to like follow them and like try to he's imposing on them. He's trying to get into the friend group, force his way in. But then you realize, no, this character, he's just there because he wants to fuck every woman that he comes in contact with, including the women in this group. Even the ones that have boyfriends already. And it's just like, and he's not subtle about it at all, talking about, hey, let's do a menage a trois. And like, oh yeah, I just wanted to show you my penis. I mean, the dude he's awful.
Oh, I'm just skiing. What do you think I'm doing here? I'm getting my spring break on. Do you want to join me?
No, thanks.
Hey, where's Marky? Maybe we could do like, a little menage a trois.
No, look, just one game. Like, I just want to show you my pool cue.
Okay.
And by pool cue, I mean penis. I'm referring to my penis. Maybe we could have sex,
Such a caricature that he comes around to being like parody level kind of funny. Like, honestly. So he's at a bar and he gets the Truth or Dare thing with this girl that he was hitting on. And and he says dare, and so she dares him to get up on the pool table and show his dick to everybody. But then he doesn't know this is he's actually in a real truth or dare game or anything like that. It's just kind of starting out. The only person that really believes it's a thing or that something's going on is Olivia. So he gets up on the table, he gets, bashed, right? They're mocking him. And so he decides he's not going to do it. So then he gets the smile and he, you know, purposefully falls off the pool table and breaks his neck and dies. So that's how he gets his thing. That's how he's done. I wish he would have been in more of the movie because I actually was laughing at how ridiculous that character was. But next we have Lucas's, and he's just walking, and he sees it up on the wall. It is burned into his arm, and so he has to. He says truth, and he has to reveal that he actually does have feelings for Olivia back. He tells her on the phone and things like that. That's the thing. People, you have the opportunity to say truth when nobody's even around. It's like it's ridiculous. And so he ends up calling her and saying it with her on the phone, but he didn't have to do that, at least not that I know of. Then we have Marky. Marky doesn't believe what's going on, and she's just mainly just mad at Olivia for, exposing her. And so she gets dared to break Olivia's hand, which is something she threatened to do when Olivia exposed her. And so she gets it over the text. So she ends up taking a hammer, breaking her hand. They go to the hospital, and then we get, I believe next was Brad's. Yeah, Brad. So Brad is gay, and he's he's in the closet, and he has a cop father that's homophobic. So obviously there's some problems there. Like he pretends to have a girlfriend somewhere else or something like that. And so his dad's in front of him, right? I believe there was a patient with that ugly smile that said "Truth or Dare," and I believe he picked Truth, and so he had to come out to his dad. This happens off screen, so he comes up and he's like, "Oh, I feel so liberated now. I stood up to him," and that's it. So then we have the other character. I believe his name was Tyson. Yeah, Tyson. Um, he he's trying to get into med school and he has an interview. Bad timing. He has an interview, so he goes to see the dean, and he's in the interview, and something that got revealed already is that he somehow forges prescriptions and sells them. So obviously, he picks truth. The dean has the smile and asks him about it, and that if he actually does it, and he doesn't believe it. He's like, "Oh, my friends got you in on this. How would she be in on it with your friends?" But he says no, and so he ends up getting the smile. And he has this lucky pen that he uses to forge prescriptions he always carries with him. He stabs himself in the eye with it. Now, this would have made me jump, right? This could have been, kind of shocking, surprising, and got a reaction out of me. But he has that ugly ass fucking smile. Like that's one of the funnier ones because I mean that elastic ass fucking stretch of his mouth and everything as he's stabbing himself. It's ridiculous. It's on the level of The Happening. It's just funny. Next, we have the Penelope one. She's Tyson's girlfriend, so obviously she's gonna be upset that he's dead. So she's been drinking everything, right? So she gets the one where she has to go up on the roof and everything. Like I said, that one actually worked. So at this point, they get in touch with Giselle, and that's Aurora Perenu. The movie actually started with her, where she was in a store and she got the Truth or Dare thing, and she got dared to set a woman on fire. Right? This is where I'm starting to think, like, why would this demon dare these people to kill people? It's like, what's the point of even surviving if you have to like be on the run? Like she's on the run for murder. I think before she'd even set that woman on fire, she was already on the run. It's like, what kind of life are you still living at that point? Why would you like? I feel like most people would just give up at that point, right? If you're being forced to do things that go that far, and there's no way of knowing when it could ever end. It's like, you know, what are you really surviving for? They get in touch with her. They meet up with her, and she tells of the original Truth or Dare game where the demon first possessed their game and everything. They were breaking things in there, and they broke some stuff. They were being rowdy. Then they played the game, and obviously the game became real. And her friends just keep dying, all but somebody named Sam, who turns out to be Carter. That's Carter's real name, the person that got Olivia and them into the Truth or Dare game in the first place. Turns out he was dared to get them to that mission and get them to play the game so they could be added to the game, the original game. Why you would dare somebody to do something like that, something that would take days to do, right? Oh, go to Mexico, convince a group of friends to go to that mission, and then and then convince them to play truth or dare. It's like, usually a dare is something you do right away. It's like, how much time did he have before he would die if he didn't successfully do that? But whatever, that successfully added them to the game and all that. And the reason why Giselle was okay with meeting up with them is because she actually got dared to kill Olivia. And Olivia, like, like, well, she's about to kill her, and then Penelope gets in the way, and that's how she ends up dying. She gets shot. But like, why would you dare people who are in the game to kill other people who are in the game? Like, isn't your whole point that you want this to keep going as long as possible? Like, you can only start this game, and you can only infect the game if it's specifically in that mission. So if all these people die, the demon is just going to be just in limbo, I guess, not able to do anything else. It's like, why are you purposefully killing people that are in the game? Like, getting people who are in the game to kill other people in the game didn't make any sense to me. I don't know how that serves the demon at all. The demon's just a trickster, right? Just wants to fuck up their friendships, fuck up their relationships, and I guess kill, have them get killed or kill other people sometimes. But anyway, she obviously is not able to kill Olivia. They stop her. And so she ends up shooting herself in the head, which is another really bad smile death. That looked really fucking bad. Like, that's probably one of the worst looking ones. So Olivia ends up getting Truth or Dare again. And she picks Dare because she has something secret that she really doesn't want to tell Marky. That's the thing I mentioned earlier. Uh, so she gets a dare, and her dare is to fuck Lucas. And so they end up having sex and everything. Marky, I believe, ran out before that. And because Lucas's turn is next, while they're having sex, she gets that weird, crazy smile and says truth or dare to him. He chooses truth, and he is forced to admit that even though he does, like he said before, have feelings for Olivia, he is actually in love with Marky. And so that causes issues between those two. Now, Marky um, gets another one, and her other one is that she has to I mean, she's on a phone looking at her old videos of her dad. That's something I didn't mention. Marky's dad had committed suicide, and he's dead, and so she still is still feeling pretty bad about that. So she watches old videos of him and things. And so she's watching an old video of him, and he starts being manipulated by the demon, almost like Pennywise and It. And he says truth or dare, and she says truth, and then she's asked why she keeps the gun that her dad killed himself with. Is like, yeah, I guess. Do you get the gun back? Like, if somebody in your family kills themselves with a gun, do you just get the gun back and get to keep it? I don't know, but she still has it, and the reason why she says is because she thinks about using it. So she's feeling suicidal herself, and this is something that she isn't telling to anybody, right? She's talking to her dead father on her phone, being manipulated by the demon. It's just her and the demon. So it's like, it's kind of pointless, that, but whatever. Then we have another one with Brad, of course, having to do with his cop father. His cop father walks up, and it's like, oh, what's it gonna be? So uh, he is told, because him and his dad reconcile. His dad's like, hey, you're my son. It's okay. It's like, all right, everything seems all right. Uh, he's told truth or dare, and he has to do a dare because the last two were truth with Lucas and Marky. So the dare is that he has to take his father's gun and get his father to beg for his life. So he takes the gun. He's like, "Oh, Dad, get on your knees, get on your knees." This is so funny. This is ridiculous. He's like, "Get on your knees, get on your knees." And his dad gets on his knees, and he's like, "Dad, you have to beg for your life," right? He's trying to explain to him, "You have to beg for your life, and I'll put the gun away." and he's like, "Oh no, son, no, no, don't do this, son, no." Uh, he's like trying to reason with him still. He's like, "No, no, no, Dad, you just have to beg for your life, and I'll put the gun away. Come on, son, why are you doing this? I still accept you." It is so funny because they just keep going back and forth, and then eventually, Brad just gets shot. Yeah, I guess it's another cop. I guess maybe that was his father's partner. And so the dad's like, "No, no, my son, my boy." It's so it is so ridiculous. It's so funny that it just goes back and forth like that for so long. He's like, "Dad, just beg for your life," and his dad just won't do it. It was so funny. Then we get the backstory, this convoluted ass backstory. They go to see this lady who can't talk or doesn't talk, and she explains the backstory. Her and a bunch of girls were at this mission, that same mission that they did the Truth or Dare game in, and they were playing hide and seek there, and this priest was abusing them, and so the one of the girls knew how to summon a demon, and so they summoned Calyx, this demon, and the demon possessed their hide and seek game, and killed that priest. But because it had possessed the hide and seek game, it didn't just go away after the priest was dead. So the other girls, like some of the other girls, started dying too. And the way they were able to get rid of it was that the person who originally summoned the demon, which turned out to be this old lady, right? She doesn't talk because her tongue got cut out. Um, they cut out their tongue and put it in a like a pot, and they leave it in the mission, and that's how you get rid of the demon. It's just so convoluted. It's ridiculous. It really is. It's so convoluted. It's like, really, that's the backstory. This pod. Why this pod? Why? Anyway, the reason why the demon got released is because the group that originally did the Truth or Dare game, originally when the demon possessed it, when they were breaking stuff in that mission, they broke that pot, which released the demon. And when they played Truth or Dare, the demon got possessed that game. Um, and the person who broke that pot is the one that now has to cut their tongue out and put it in that pot to reseal the demon, which conveniently for them is the one that's still alive. Carter, who is actually Sam, that's his real name, he was the one who broke that pot. So they need to find him and get him to cut his tongue out. He has to say the spell or whatever it was to summon the demon in the first place. Has to say it 12 times, I think, and then cut his tongue out and put it in the pot, and that's how they get rid of it. Then I believe this comes after that, after they get the backstory. Uh, we get the cheating of the demon where he's forcing Olivia to say the thing that she just doesn't want to say. And the thing that she didn't want to say was that before the Marky's dad killed himself, she went over and she was looking for Marky. She wasn't there, and so she was there with the dad. The dad was drunk, and he forced himself on her. It was kissing her and stuff like that. And she fought him off and threatened to tell Marky. And he's like, "No, no, I would die if you did that." And she said, "Marky would be better off if you were dead." And then he ended up killing himself. Now he forced himself on her, right? So obviously, very obviously, he's in the wrong there, but you waited this long. I assume it's been years. You waited this long to tell your friend about this. Like your friend has been distraught, and obviously she's feeling suicidal herself. I mean, Olivia didn't know that, but right, like, why are you waiting so long to tell her about this? It's like, it's crazy. Like they try to act like Olivia is such a good person, but like she isn't telling Lucas, refuses to tell Lucas, who was also her friend, that his girlfriend's blatantly cheating on him all the time. Right? She's holding this back from her best friend of years, that, oh, this interaction happened with your dad right before he killed himself and it led to that. It's like, it's it's crazy. But they end up making up and everything though. So everything's fine between them after they have a conversation later. They find Sam, and Sam has been hiding away, right? No mirrors, no nothing, no contact with the outside world. Because of that, him hiding away and all this, he hasn't been part of the Truth or Dare game, even though he should still be in the rotation. Um, he hasn't had to deal with it at all because he's been just hiding away, which doesn't make sense because if you with the thing having to go in order and like having the true troops in the dare and everything with it having set rules, even though the demon cheats and all that. You would think that if one person isn't able to be part of the game, that the game would just stop, right? If this person can't get the truth or dare or whatever, you think the game would stop because it's supposed to be that person's turn. But I guess the game has just been skipping him over and over again. I guess like that's ridiculous, right? Like you show the demon able to do all these things, knows all these things about these people. Why? I find it hard to believe that the demon couldn't have found him. And if the demon could find him, I find it hard to believe that the demon couldn't possess someone to kick down the door and tell his ass truth or dare. Like it's ridiculous. So they end up grabbing him. They go back to Mexico, go back to the mission, right? And they're forcing him at gunpoint to do the spell or whatever it is, and to cut off his tongue or cut out his tongue and put it in the pot so they can get rid of it. And he's starting to do it after a while. It's Lucas's turn again, and he gets dared to choose between Olivia and Marky to kill, and he won't do it. Right, so he's just gonna die, basically, so he doesn't have to do that. The demon possesses him like he usually does when somebody's gonna die, but the demon possesses him to then kill Sam. Really, you're possessing one of them to kill someone else? Is like, okay, we're really stretching this, right? And so Olivia tells Marky because it's her turn to be like, "Hey, say dare and don't do it." So the demon would possess her, and she's like, "Oh," but then after the demon possesses her, and she was supposed to shoot Olivia, and she ends up shooting Olivia anyway. So, the dare was fulfilled, and she's like, "Truth or dare?" She says that to to the demon. The demon, to my knowledge, has no obligation to play himself. So it's like, what's going on here? But the demon says truth, and she says, how do we get out of this alive?" And the demon's like, "You can't. Sam was the only way, and Sam is now dead." It's real convenient, this whole thing where it's like, oh, it has to be the person who broke that pot, right? Yeah, they have to be the one to say the witchcraft or whatever it is. They have to be the one to cut out their own tongue. Like they couldn't cut out his tongue right now. I mean, he's a dead body. They can't just cut out his tongue and put it in the pot. Nope, it has to be him so that we can set up this ending. They kind of set it up earlier where there was a question. I actually thought it was an all right truth. When they were originally playing the game, this group of friends, when they were in Mexico, uh, Olivia was asked if aliens came down and there was a choice between her friends dying, but all of Mexico being all right, and all of Mexico dying and her friends being all right. And she chose Mexico. And this whole thing also with her and Marky, where it's like, if it's you, it's against the world. If it's you or the world, I choose you. Stuff like that. Even though they've been arguing and bickering and had all this drama this whole movie long. So she says, "Oh, I this time I'm gonna choose you." So her her plan, right? Because this was already set up that she's a YouTuber, but she only does YouTube for like charity and stuff, Habitat for Humanity and stuff like that. So whatever. She gets on YouTube, right? And she basically infects the world with the Truth or Dare game. You get to see different places. They're all watching it and things like that. And then you see these two girls, and one of them ends up having that ugly ass smile face, right? Also, the red eyes. I haven't even mentioned that. They also have red eyes too. It's like that's part of this too, where like their eyes will turn red for a second or whatever. So yeah, it's kind of similar to the ending of Smile too, kind of. But it's like, man, this is so bad. It's so convoluted, the backstory and how you get rid of it and how they're just not able to get rid of it. So what do we do now? We have this person who wasn't set up to have like a big YouTube channel or a big YouTube presence. Just get on YouTube and be like, "Hey, truth or dare," right? Because she's in the mission, so she's able to have the truth or dare game happen with people who aren't in the mission, who are just watching her, right? And then also they didn't get infected with the truth or dare thing. It didn't set in until they had already got home and were back in college. But when you see the ending, she just says truth or dare, and immediately one of the girls is taken over by Calyx, the demon. Anyway, I was entertained. I like the characters, right? The performances were good, like I said. All right, so there's like just enough good stuff for me not to give this my bottom rating. I'll still give it trash. But yeah, it is garbage. It is garbage. This whole thing around the demon and like making a horror movie about a truth or dare game. You got a bunch of grown ass like college age students playing fucking truth or dare on spring break. It's like, it's already a stretch even doing this at all. It's just like, and the writing is just bad to actually go forth and actually try to do this. It didn't work, man. It was it was kind of dead on arrival. But anyway, yeah, like I said, that is truth or dare. Trash. And yeah, that's it. We're done.